It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy. Coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, go, go. Dig, dig, dig. Go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
Junior, Jamie Little, ESPN. Wanted to know what it was like for you before practice this morning to get in your car and know that Tony Eury Jr. wasn't going to be on the radio. And the second part of that is Lance McGrew said this morning there's a lot of pressure that comes along with being the crew chief of Dale Earnhardt Jr. What kind of pressure do you feel like they're going to be under?
Well, I didn't, you know, I really was kind of prepared to come in this weekend and not work with Tony Jr. We had been down this road before. I'd not worked with him before and been okay.
Jim.
Hold on a second. Is that he didn't hit nothing, did he? Yeah. But anyways, I kind of was ready coming in this weekend to work with Brian and Rex and all those guys. So I just, you know, we just kind of buckled down when practice started and worked methodically, and it was we made the car a little bit better, and it was a good practice, and the feedback was good. So I feel pretty good going forward. Lance will be under an immense amount of scrutiny and criticism. You know, like Kyle said, I mean, most of the people have always been on Tony Jr.'s case and never really pointed the finger at me throughout the season. And I mean, eventually the only person that'll have to answer to my success is me. And whether that's today and from here on forward, I don't know. But you know, eventually I'm going to be the one that has to answer to the fact of how much did I live up to my father's name, and how much did I live up to his wins and everything that he accomplished, and how much did I live up to everyone else's expectations and all my fans and media, all the media's expectations. And obviously, when you put yourself at Hendrick Motorsports, you're in the best equipment and you should win races. And if you don't, you know, that really sort of, you know, makes for a hard argument that you had any business being there in the first place. So we gotta work hard over the next couple of, next 6 months to try to give ourselves that argument and move forward. And I think we can do that. I mean, I'm really confident in myself as a driver. And I think that we obviously have great race cars and amazing engines, and we've got Lance is a really talented guy that can bring a lot to the table, and I think me and him get along really good. And we've got a great support system around us, not only with Brian and everybody, but the other teams as well. I mean, we really have everything we need, and hopefully with a new attitude and a different type of communication and a different approach entirely to going to the racetrack, obviously with someone else leading the team, it's going to all be different. Hopefully that'll work, and hopefully that'll get us what we want.
Jim Utter, Charlotte Observer. Dale, you may have just touched on this just a little bit, but with your being NASCAR's most popular driver and moving to a successful organization like Hendrick, much has been made in discussions about what you've done since you've been there. Do you think that your career up till then has been kind of shortchanged a little bit, even for you or Dale or Tony Jr., or do you think that's just kind of fair game considering the high-profile move that was made?
Well, no, it's fair game, absolutely. I mean, you can't do those type of things under the radar, not expect people to have certain expectations. And we have, we have expectations too. My expectations are basically the same as everybody else's. You know, you show up and want to win championships. And that's why I wanted to go work with Rick, and that's why I was, wanted to put myself in that type of situation. So I understand. I understand all the heat and everything that comes with this situation, and that's totally understandable. But I never really have felt shortchanged at all at any point in my career. I never felt really that I was an inferior driver. I never felt that way about my equipment. Never felt that way about any of the crew chiefs I worked with. Even Pete Rondo, I mean, I thought the guy was a great crew chief. And, there's a lot more to it than just me and someone else deciding to go to the racetrack. There's a whole bunch more people involved in that type of decision and what goes on there. But, I always felt like I've been able to drive great stuff, and I felt like I've accomplished a lot in my career, and I want to accomplish that much more and then some. So, I'm pretty happy with how things have went. Aside from this year, we definitely didn't want to come out of the box and run like we've been running, and we showed last year that we can compete and that we have the ability to take the things that Rick gives us and run well with them. And that's all you can try to do every time you show up. You just, when you go home, you just can't wait for the next weekend to start. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are just a waste of time, and you just want to get to the racetrack and get in a race car and get back to practicing and get back to running and learning more and trying to progress the team. So, we'll be trying to do as much as we can while we got the opportunity to be on the racetrack over the next several months to give ourselves the opportunity to make the chase and try to get this team to where we can start next year with better results early, so we don't put ourselves in this situation again.
Jay Pennell, HardcoreRaceFans.com. You talk about how you feel like this disappointment might last for weeks and linger for months. How do you put that disappointment behind you and move forward and not let that disappointment be a distraction?
Well, you just have to focus on what you're doing, what your job is, whatever's happening at the moment. You just focus on it. I don't, that disappointment's, you'll be reminded of the fact that this didn't work out. You want to work with Tony Jr. and you want it to happen, and there'll be things that happen in life over the next several years that'll remind you about that situation and it not working. But it won't be a distraction to you. I mean, you got to be able to focus on your job, and you can't let things hang on your mind all the time that are going to bring you down. And I've always been real good at shutting all that stuff out, obviously.